Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher.
Let's get Matt Hammond on the show to talk some IPOs. Jake Wojacek from Trend Spider. We have a breaking news.
What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day from here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. We're getting ready for Tigers opening day tomorrow. Excited for that, as well as, next week, of course, is our big Cannabis Capital Conference down in Miami. Again, if you guys are interested, go to benzinga.com/events to learn more. I'm excited for that because it's despite it being spring and it's finally starting to feel more like spring here, it's still been a little bit chilly most days. So to be down in Miami next week will be a good change of pace. Quick check-in on the overall market before we begin. And today, of course, we have we're starting earlier. We're doing again our Start Engine startup preview. So we have 5 founders from different startups joining us backstage right now that are going to be pitching Kevin O'Leary here in about an hour. And we're lucky enough to get kind of like the elevator version of these pitches beforehand. So I'm excited to talk to a few different of these founders that are coming from different industries. So again, that should be very exciting. So again, like I said, we'll just do a quick check-in on the overall market before we begin on the startups. S&P 500 trading down about 0.5%. So this morning we had ADP data, so basically your private payroll, and it came in that fewer payrolls than expected. So the labor market seems to be weakening a little bit, which I don't know. I mean, a couple weeks ago, the market would have been up on this news because it would have meant that, okay, now the Fed's going to have to, or they're going to be able to start cutting rates sooner. Obviously, the market is not interpreting that way today. As you can see, tech is getting particularly beat. Your Qs, NASDAQ 100 down more than 1%. Individual names like Tesla getting absolutely crushed today, down more than 4%. So, the same stocks that have been leading us over the past few months, NVIDIA, Tesla, some of these growthier stocks, your ARK stocks, your Cathie Wood stocks are getting crushed today. So, again, I'm a little bit, I guess, I'm perplexed in the sense that, again, a couple weeks ago, good jobs data was bad for the market and bad jobs data was good for the market. So that seems to have flipped. But I'm not perplexed in the sense that just, the market is unpredictable. And if you think you've got it figured out, and if you think, you know how it's going to move, it oftentimes doesn't, which is why it makes trading and investing so hard. Hey, MD, what's up? Welcome everybody in the chat that's joining us from live trading. Again, just a quick preview. We are going to get into our Start Engine pitch competition pre-show. So I think without further ado, because again, we're probably going to do about 4 minutes per company. I want to just get right into it so that the founders have enough time to prepare for the next round. So without further ado, good morning, where everyone is joining us from. Without further ado, let's go ahead and flip over to our Start Engine pre-show. We are going to start with Instafloss and the co-founder Eli Packouz. Eli Packouz. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. That's a bad start for me if I'm we haven't even started yet and I'm already butchering names. But I guess on the bright side of that is there's only, it can only go up from here, I guess. So let's give Eli our very special Zinger Nation introduction and see what Instafloss is all about. All right, Eli, is that am I saying that correctly now?
It's Ellie, but don't worry.
My God! So I didn't even say it right off the correction. Oh my God! All right, I need to just take a step. All right, let's start with Instafloss. That's a little bit easier to say. What is Instafloss? What do you guys do?
So Instafloss is the world's first device that can floss all your teeth automatically in just 10 seconds. We do this by using water jets that come from both sides in this H shape that goes around your teeth. It's attached to a reservoir, not shown here. Pretty much, you just put it in like this.
And in I'm gonna go full. Hold on, I'm gonna go full screen on you. Can we see that again?
Yeah, sure. So you just put in like this. Uh, uh, uh. And in
Is
10
is
seconds.
10 is 10 seconds all you need with it, or is that just like the minimum?
No, 10 seconds is all you need. You could have like if you want to do like a quicker floss, that's fine too. But 10 seconds will give you the equivalent of the ADA recommended 2-minute floss.
Okay, so basically, it seems like kind of the water pick, but reimagined and made to be like a quicker and easier use. Have you found it to be also more effective than other water flossers?
Yes, we've done studies on it, and essentially it's got the effectiveness of a perfect use water flosser. One of the big issues with water flossing, I would say there's two main issues. One is that it takes even longer than string floss. So you take the number one complaint about flossing and you make it worse. The second complaint is that it's hard to do correctly. So 70% of Americans regularly skip flossing, and the other 30% are very likely flossing incorrectly because you have to aim that at 90 degrees. You have to get 100% coverage. It's easy to skip areas, and because you're looking, you're making a mess. You have to do it on the inside, etc. So Instafloss aims it for you, so it removes the human error from flossing, so you get 100% coverage at the correct angle, as if you were doing it perfectly correctly yourself.
I mean, it seems like it sounds like you guys are just taking like you said, like something that a lot of people don't do because it takes long, it's unpleasant or whatever, and made it as like seamless as it can be. 10 seconds in the morning, 10 seconds at night, and that seems very doable. I personally could probably benefit from this because I'll admittedly I'm not the most consistent flosser of all time. But with something like this, I could imagine I would start flossing more.
That's the idea. I mean, everybody has teeth. Everybody ought to floss. Nobody wants to, as the data clearly shows. But our hope is that with Instafloss, they will.
Well, I'll tell you what, once you guys are, because I can see on your website, you guys are in a pre-order stage right now. You can pre-order. Once you guys are shipping products out, if you send one over this way to the Benzinga headquarters, I'd use it on stream and even maybe write an article about it as well.
You have a deal.
All right, let's do it. All right, well, good luck today with Mr. O'Leary. Send him Benzinga's regards. We're good friends with Kevin, and yeah, good luck.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, guys, that was Instafloss, trying to make flossing a little bit easier. Now we will get to our second company, Cubtale. We've got Selin hanging out backstage. Let's give Selin one of our very special Zinger Nation welcomes and welcome her on the show. Selin, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. So I'm going to just ask you the basic question to start. What is Cubtale?
Absolutely. Cubtale is primarily a mobile app that helps newborn parents keep track of routine care, feed, sleep, diapers, vaccinations, milestones, and that comes with little buttons that make it super simple for everyone who's helping out with care to contribute to the care logging and tracking process.
Okay, wait, I think I just saw a little picture of the buttons and now oh wait, here. Okay, so these buttons are these the ones you're talking about?
Here we go. So this is a breastfeeding one. If you go to our shop page, you will see our devices. What we do is we make these little devices this one's a breastfeeding one. It helps you keep track of your breastfeeding durations as well as your feed sides. And it makes it super simple for you to see how long ago your feeds were. A diaper one would go right next to the diaper changing station. So you can put it and you can make it, comes with little Velcros. And so anyone, whether it's the grandma, the nanny, can quickly press that button to log a pee and a poo. And all the data comes into the app so that we can create routines and we can create reports for your pediatrician. Because when you go to your pediatrician, they ask you, what are the frequencies? How often are you feeding your baby? How often are you seeing pees and poos? Is your child on her patterns with the sleep? So you get everything in a single report, and you're ready for the visits.
So how did the idea for this come about? Was this like through your own child rearing process, or did you see like yes, you said?
Yes,
So
absolutely. Yes.
so was your like mom or someone else helping out, and you were like, "Oh, did the baby do this?" And you were like, "I don't know." And you were like, "I wish there was a better way to track this."
Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. End of day. So I would come home from work,
Okay.
and during work, by the way, like you have to spend the entire day not knowing what's going on in the house, and you want to know, if your baby's on a routine, if like things are going well, if she's sleeping on time, if she's finishing her milk. So that was a pain for sure. But then I would come home, and then I would my mom would give my baby back to me with a Post-it on her saying she woke up 8:30, like she had her nap at 8:30, and 3 diapers and finished 2 ounces of milk and all that stuff, which didn't make sense. And the other part was that I went to the doctor, and I'd have like a sheet of information that wasn't even translatable for my pediatrician to read, because it wasn't formatted well. Handwriting.
So you're okay. So I see. So, but as long as your mom or whoever doesn't feel like their lack of organized note taking skills made you take on this whole mission of starting this. But that's I love stories like that where the founder through their own experiences was like, you know what, there has to be a better way, right? We're in 2023. In the 21st century, there's got to be a better way to essentially know what's going on with your baby. And it sounds like you've taken it upon yourself to find that method.
And the data that we have in the app is really precious, because we're able to, by looking at patterns, by looking at breastfeeding rates and growth rates, we're able to assess if the baby is on a path. And I think that's really the more powerful part of Cubtale, because just through that data, we're able to match you with experts in the app. So you can speak to a lactation consultant, you can speak to a sleep consultant, depending on the experience and your care performance. We're able to help you so that you can provide better care.
Got it. Well, I see Easy Mike in the chat is saying he's got 3 grands, all young, so this looks interesting. So Easy Mike, don't say I never showed you anything cool, because now you got something that may be able to help your kids raise their kids. Well, Selin, good luck with your pitch with Mr. O'Leary. This was an awesome, thing to learn about. Maybe not useful for me right now, but maybe sometime in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Of course. Alrighty, guys, we're going to flip over to our next company. We've got Grant Schuster joining us with Accelerant. So without further ado, let's get Grant one of our very special Zinger Nation welcomes and bring Grant on the show. Mr. Grant Schuster, welcome to Benzinga. How are you today?
Doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking. So tell us real quick what Accelerant is.
We are an automation as a service provider to the cannabis industry. So we give really big automation, industrial automation, and then we charge per unit. So we take little fees off each unit produced.
Where are you located?
We are in 9 states. I'm in Chicago, but I'll be in Miami next week for the Benzinga Capital Conference.
Woo! Excited to see you there. Maybe I'll be there as well. So let me know if you want to link up at all. But all right. So basically, software as a service for the cannabis space in 9 different states. Have the biggest challenges been kind of on the regulatory side, or?
Well, it's really hardware as a service. So we're actually providing industrial equipment. So it rolls joints. So we have machines that roll joints all over the country, and we do it automated. So, the biggest challenge really for us is we spent 3 years developing what we think is the best joint process out there, and then scaling that. So we've done a really great job. I have a great team, and we're really excited about where we're going. So, like I said, we've got machines in 9 states. We'll be in 12 states by the end of the year. And so, the more people who smoke joints, the better for us.
Yeah, sorry, I said software. I meant hardware. So Does that make it easier from a regulatory standpoint that you're not, hands-on with the cannabis itself, just with this machinery so that you can kind of sell it? Or is the machinery subject to the same sort of regulations and restrictions that cannabis would be?
Yeah, no, we're an ancillary business, so we don't have the same 280E or the same constraints. It's been really great. We've had great access to banking. We have a really great banking partner. So, from that respect, that's really part of why I transitioned from the plant touching to the not plant touching or the as a service business is to allow us to scale rapidly across the country.
So what makes Accelerant's rollers special? I mean, haven't dispensaries had, essentially machines to help them roll joints for a while?
There's been, I would say, mechanical assist, and there's a few competitors like there are in any great opportunity. We've developed a completely proprietary way to make a perfect joint every time. And we're really, it's made a complete difference in our speeds, our throughputs, our quality. And, at the end of the day, when you buy something from a dispensary, you want it to perform, no runs, doesn't burn sideways. So our technology does that. And we've, that's our special sauce.
Got it. Well, if you get me, a list of any shops in Michigan that are using some Accelerant, I'll make sure to go do some research on the product.
Will do.
So yeah, actually last year at the Cannabis and Psychedelic Conference, Kevin O'Leary spoke on the psychedelic conference side and basically said that because cannabis is still federally illegal as an institutional investor, he has all these guidelines and stuff that make it harder for him to invest. But the psychedelic companies, because they're all going through the FDA process of getting their drugs, was actually easier, which most people would think would be the opposite. Investing in like a cannabis company should be easier than a company that's like using MDMA or whatever. But the only reason I'm sharing that is just because O'Leary might like the fact that, hey, this is a way to get exposure to the cannabis space, but it's not subject to all the regulations that a company actually touching flower would be.
Exactly. And we play alongside the industry, right? We're the picks and axes play of the gold rush or the green rush here. And, it helps avoid the concentration risk, right? If you invest into one company, we diversify our equipment across every state that we can, across multiple operators. So we really try to have our machines in as many places from a risk mitigation perspective and an opportunity, right? We want more usage and more products out there.
Got it. Well, Grant, good luck today with Mr. O'Leary. And yeah, like I said, give me a list of some people in Michigan that are using your product, and I'll go check it out.
We'll do. We're there. See you next week.
All right, and I'll see you next week in Miami.
Take care.
You as well. All right, guys. So we're through 3. We've got 2 more companies to go. I'm gonna bring on our next co-founder, Jennifer, hanging out backstage. And she'll tell you what the company is called and what they do. Because I don't know. I feel a little uncomfortable. Maybe that's the point of the name of the company. Yeah. All right, Jennifer, Eden, welcome to Benzinga. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, Aaron. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. All right, and I'm joking around. I'll say the name of the company, Tampon Tribe. I may not be a part of the tribe, but tell me what the tribe is.
Well, you can be a supporting part of the tribe for sure.
Okay.
So Tampon Tribe is a totally organic, toxin-free and plastic-free sustainable period products company. So we're the only US period product company to only use GOTS and ICEA certified organic cotton, be totally sustainable, be totally plastic free. We're also vegan and hypoallergenic. So we're on a huge mission to eliminate all toxins from period products and provide really high quality organic tampons, pads, liners. We do menstrual cups, we do period underwear, all PFA free or GMO free, so totally safe and also totally plastic free, which is huge for us. We're all about sustainability.
So, I mean, tell me, because I'm a little ignorant on this, specific subject. But obviously, these type of products are, used in a very sensitive region. What is there really that many toxins or problems associated with like the mainstream products? Like, is this something I should be worried about for my mom or other, female loved ones that if they're using just mainstream products?
Totally. Yeah, there are a ton of toxins, chemicals, man-made materials. So I always say have a look on the back of the product if it has ingredients. But many mainstream products are made with man-made materials. So there's viscose, there's rayons, there's chemical chlorine, there's titanium dioxide, which is a class 2 carcinogen in the rest of the world. And even some organic products have that. So anyone, particularly, like you say, it's a super sensitive area. And if you have anything such as endometriosis or infertility, you really need to be looking at what you're putting in and on your body. I mean, we do it with food, right? We do it with clothing. We like, what's in this organic apple versus what's in perhaps this chemically sprayed apple that I'm about to eat. And people are now going, wow, what's in my period products? And there are a lot. There's a lot of research out there. And even some of the organic brands, like, look really closely. So have to make sure that it's, for example, GMO free, because that stays with products. So if you're putting that in your body or on a really sensitive part of your body, it gets absorbed. It's not rocket science, really. Same with PFAs, microplastics and mini petroleum, little pieces. They're in a lot of the period underwear that's on the market, and that's super dangerous. So yeah, this came from my own personal journey through endometriosis and looking for a really safe product. And when myself and my co-founder couldn't find anything, we thought, hey, let's just do this and make something that's really accessible. And across our whole line, we're like that. And also plastic free, which is for me a no-brainer. Let's eliminate single-use plastics from the environment, and we don't use plastic in any of our products.
Yeah, there was a woman who wrote a book. I'm trying to find the title of the actual book right now, but her name is Shanna Swan. And basically found that these chemicals and microplastics and stuff that you're talking about, worn in different clothes or in different products and whatever, have led to like declining sperm counts and infertility over the years. So like all these problems. And I think people are becoming a lot more privy to this and trying to figure out where they can cut out man-made chemicals and materials out of their lives where they can. So, how long has Tampon Tribe been around?
Yeah, sure. We've been around for 6 years now, and we we have like an omni-channel approach. So we actually sell a lot into B2B. So you have a lot of really large companies that are clients of ours, alongside a lot of hotels who provide all organic and plastic-free products. They're on a huge sustainability wave, which is fantastic for us, right? We're the only plastic-free company, so that's brilliant, and it satisfies our mission. So from a very selfish point of view, also brilliant.
So wait, these like what types of hotels?
Yeah, so we sell at the moment some of our major clients: Fairmont, Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons, a lot of small boutique hotels.
Marriott. Oh, so some big like high-end names, not just like
totally. Yeah. And same with companies, like a lot of large corporates provide products in their bathrooms for their employees and their guests. So we work with Pixar, Postmates, Google, a lot of these really large companies.
What percentage of sorry to keep cutting you off, we only got like a couple minutes, and I'm just curious, what like percentage of your guys' sales is B2B compared to direct to consumer?
80%.
80% B2B?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's so you guys. So is the plan more to continue to grow the B2B side, or do you want to expand, direct to consumer and do more like advertising and stuff like that?
Yeah, we started D2C actually, and then as B2B kind of came prevalent with inbound, we grew that a lot faster, and that's the low-hanging fruit. Also, no churn on the B2B side. Once you're locked in, and great recurring revenue. We do have our D2C, and we will be putting more funds into that marketing side and growing that. But that's our Q3, Q4 strategy. Q1, Q2 of this year is really capitalizing on the B2B push into this sustainability, and it's working really well for us. So we'll continue with that. And that also gives us cash flow as a CPG company, super important, right? To have that inventory and that cash flow being cash flow positive to then, put a bit more back into the D2C Amazon. We also do retail, so we're in quite a lot of natural groceries and boutiques.
Got it. Well, it sounds like, you know, you have a great hand on the business, have a great understanding of what's going on that side. And honestly, I mean, it seems like kind of a no-brainer in terms of an opportunity right now, especially considering just the times and how things are shifting, and the actual, you know, sales pitch to direct to consumers is like, hey, this is literally your most sensitive region. Like, do you want to be putting plastics in there? Probably not. Here you go. And that's a pretty good, you know, sales pitch at the end of the day, I think.
Thank you. We do too.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, good luck with Mr. O'Leary today, and let's stay in contact. I think this is very interesting.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right. Have a good rest of your day. All righty, guys. Last and not least, coming up, we have Containing Luxury. We've got Blake Madgett hanging out backstage. So again, because at this point, only about 30 minutes away from the founder's pitch with Mr. O'Leary, let's go ahead and bring Blake on. Let's give Blake one of our very special Zinger Nation welcome. All right, Blake, welcome to Benzinga. How are you doing today?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. So I'm going to start how I've started with all the founders, and I'm going to ask, what is Containing Luxury? What do you guys do?
Yeah, we're a licensed general contractor down here in Florida, and we build shipping container homes, but primarily to focus on the affordable housing crisis, pretty much going everywhere. But we have a major crisis based on we need to make it affordable and insanely strong for hurricanes that hit our state literally every year.
All right, so I'm going to pop up the website right now. I hope this is the website at least.
Yeah, it looks to be it.
Okay, I was going to say, unless there's another Containing Luxury that's also doing. What part of Florida? I mean, you mentioned the, you know, hurricanes. You guys like right on the coast somewhere?
Yeah, so we're in West Palm, which is you know, southeast, but virtually all of Florida, it gets impacted in some way or shape by hurricanes. I mean, there's been 79 named storms that have hit Florida since the year 2000. So, and to be a named storm, you're talking, you know, tropical storm, severe winds, you know, flooding. So bad storms that are coming through there. So, you know, we identified an issue. I'm from Minnesota originally. So when I moved down here, I saw my first hurricane and the damage aftermath. And, you know, we went and pulled people out of these mobile homes and trailer parks. And it's really sad to see that most of the people that live in those are elderly, like 90-year-old, you know, grandparents that you're carrying out on your shoulders through this storm debris. And we recognized real quick that we could build a way better product if we focused on it. The difficult issue is being a general contractor in South Florida. It's like a gold mine, you know, like I built Prada stores, Nike, Foot Locker, you know, high-end residential. We can do $1 million kitchens. So for people to kind of take our skill set and focus on a problem, it's really rare. So we kind of took that on and we're like, hey, if we're going to do this, we got to do it big. And we're not focusing on selling one product here and there. We're focusing on building, you know, 100, 200 homes in one location, and then building another 200, you know, 1,000 homes in another location. So yeah.
Would you, I mean, like if you said kind of like trailers, but reimagined or like, but nicer, would that be like a fair assessment? Or are you kind of trying to like stay away from that type of messaging or branding?
No, we want them to know we're going right at them. Yeah, so that's exactly our target market. You know, honestly, it should be illegal to sell those products down here. So that's exactly what we're focusing on. And it's difficult because you do kind of get some of those like slumlord type investors that like that product because it's really inexpensive. So we had to really get into R&D to develop a product that was so cost effective. Investors had no choice but to look at our product. And then that way we guaranteed that the end user was in a safe, energy efficient, super strong house that we knew was going to hold up to the storm. So, It's really meeting that. And that's why we knew it was mass production. It was the only way we could achieve that, was by limiting the amount of designs, offering virtually zero customizations, and mass production. So it's crazy. We're not even 1 year in business since we took this on. We've already sold and delivered over 2 million. So, and that, keep this in mind too. We have zero financing options right now. So every single product we've sold is all cash.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that. So when you build, say, like 100 of these in a neighborhood or whatever, are there any like plans in the future to kind of be able to like operate that would be like, okay, if you can't afford one outright, you can live here and pay rent essentially, or like rent to own or lease it or whatever, or
Correct.
would you just sell them outright to a company and then let the company do that?
So right now, that's what we're selling these to individuals right now. That's short-term game. That's like paying the bills and making sure we grow properly. Long-term game is development. We want to be pretty much taking our product and developing our own properties. And that's where we get to control the financial model on that. So we actually can help people. Generally a trailer park, why investors and huge hedge funds want to buy those is that you supply virtually nothing. They have a house that they put on that property, it rots and falls apart, and they can never take that home. So they're just increasing the lot rent by, every year more and more. And they could be married to a lot that they're paying $2,000 a month for and have a house that's falling down, where we're like, okay, we can ethically do this in a much better manner. And, we're going to have a couple different investor platforms where you can follow that trailer park model, the exact same thing. We're just supplying a much higher quality product that actually can be picked up and moved 20 years from now, no problem. It's super strong, energy efficient. And then we'll have also the other side of this is where we do develop virtually the exact same model as a trailer park, but we sell the land and the home all together, and we make it super affordable. We work with people that are on fixed incomes, can't come up with, big down payment. That's where, it's really us being a general contractor. We're the developer, we're the manufacturer, and we're acquiring the real estate. So everything is in-house in our company so that we can really, the more money we can save, the more we can pass off to the end user.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like kind of trying to bring some like vertical integration, like having every single step of the process, especially once you get those containers developed and they're made into these luxury homes. And then you're, essentially being able to, I either have the option of sell them outright or financing them like you laid out. What about like amenities of some of these neighborhoods or parks or whatever? Have you guys like thought about, doing stuff like that?
Yeah. So the funny part is like, I literally found out about Start Engine 3 days ago. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Like my buddy did a big raise, shout out to Blackout Coffee. And he recommended, so I got tied in with Start Engine literally a few days ago. I was in investor meetings until 10 o'clock last night, so this just kind of fell in my lap. So I actually had no intentions of talking about developments today. We're really just going to talk about the growth of our company, selling off single sales, but getting into the developments is just a byproduct of what we're doing on the manufacturing side. But yes, in our communities, which is the focus of the company long-term, we are going to have a bunch of amenities. So like down here in South Florida, you have like these cookie cutter developments, and they've got like, pools and a couple little amenities, and you generally have a decently high HOA fee. So we were like, how can we offset this? Because this needs to be affordable, but also make it so that when we go back to one of our communities 2 years later, and we're driving investors through, or we're getting, showing people what we had done in the past, how do we guarantee this neighborhood looks the same as it did when we finished it? And that means we do have to have property management included, and ideally lawn service, like everything will be turnkey. So you could take this exact same platform and apply it to 55 plus communities, a bunch of different applications. But we started looking at affordability, and we stumbled across agri-hoods. So everything in the community can literally be edible and very low maintenance. So literally you're growing tilapia in the water retention. You have fruit trees, a lot of stuff that makes the land. You get a agricultural exemption throughout the community, which drastically is going to reduce HOA fees. So we're just looking at all these different ways where even we're subsidizing manufacturing by putting up a temporary facility during development, and then we recycle that building into a community center for that community. So we
I mean, that sounds. What was the word you used again for that? For the
agri-hood.
Agri-hood. Okay, I don't think I've heard that before. That's
pretty crazy. They say it's like the new country club, yacht club of the future. Like it's a really cool, and there's a bunch of government programs for it. So.
Well, these are interesting. Like my age group, people in their mid-20s, I think, obviously a lot of people want to be homeowners and stuff, but I think also are open to kind of more like flexible options. Like if someone was like, oh, I could have a, shipping container home down here and then also this place up here or whatever. And then what about, and then this will be my last question, because I know I've taken up a lot of your time and you guys got to go in 20 minutes. What about just from like a rental standpoint, right? A lot of people have like Airbnbs of shipping containers or different types of homes that are built into kind of unique or novelty things. Are you guys planning on working at all like within the rental industry?
Exactly. Yeah, we actually do already. So that's primarily where we sell units right now. Because that when you're trying to handle this affordable housing issue, very rarely do these people have a lot that they can buy a unit and put it on. So that's the long-term goal. Short-term right now, growing this company, showing proof of concept is investors are buying our product left and right. We have this 20-foot unit we call the Airbnb killer. It's, between $35,000 and $45,000 retail. And we have customers down here that are doing $5,000 a month Airbnb and VRBO with 2 of these units on their property. So you're talking a very small investment with an insane return. So I had some unrestricted land out in Texas, and I was doing about $1,200 a month off each of my 20-foot containers. So
yeah, I mean, I'd like to talk to you about offline about one of these, because I would love to start. Like I've, like a little side thing of being able to manage one of these and have an Airbnb, because I want something. I'm like, I have equity in, right? I just pay rent. Pay rent. I'm leasing my car. I don't have equity in any. I want something, even if like just give me a shipping container for now, and then I'll build off that later.
Absolutely. And, and that's like the big thing, like with the cost of living going up, gasoline through the roof, food expenses through the roof. We're like, hey, look, it gives homeowners an opportunity to throw something in their backyard and maybe offset their mortgage a little bit, so that, it could be the difference with saving their home. So, we're focusing on affordable housing, but sometimes it's stuff like this, just popping stuff in your backyard that is affordable housing. It's helping people, and that's really the driving force of our economy or our business and our company. So any way we can help people gain financial freedom, that's what we're going to try and do.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can, create a viable business financially that's also helping solve a problem in the community, that's like a win-win and kind of a dream come true. So, Blake, good luck today with Mr. Lear. I'll let you go and get on with your day. But
thank you.
I mean, is there a way we can watch those, or is that pitch competition being streamed live like on Start Engine?
I guess. So we're luxury. So you can find us there, but I mean, I know the pitch competition. I actually have to I look and see it. I think I just click the link and log on to that. So I have done zero research, so I'm going to jump onto that. But
good luck, man.
Yeah, we're containing luxury everywhere. You'll find us.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in the chat to the website, and then as well, people can look on YouTube. But Blake, again, good luck. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and let's stay in contact, because I'd love to have you on again in the future to talk more.
For sure, yeah, about investing, for sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, those were your founders. Good luck to all the founders that are getting ready to go over to the Start Engine pitch show with Kevin O'Leary. Some interesting companies today. We hit Instafloss, we hit Cubcare, we hit Luxury Homes. What did you say? Cubtale. I don't know. We hit everything. We hit all of them. We got all the founders, different industries. I'm gonna get one of those flossers for sure, because like I said, don't floss enough as it is. And would love to get one of those shipping containers too. I mean, the Cubtale and the tampon one were a little bit less for me right now. The accelerator, that mean that AT, we got to put that in our notes. This guy he's going to be in Miami next week. Yeah, they do the joint rollers, but he said he's going to get me a list of people that use them in Michigan, and we can go check out how they work. All right. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up for the day on Benzinga Live. It is 11:45 a.m. Eastern, so a little bit earlier than we normally wrap, but we weren't going to do a show today at all, but we decided to do the pitch competition. Unless there's like a stock or anything that people, really want to check out. I'm going to eat this blackberry because I've been holding it in my hand. Good blackberry. Really good blackberry. I'll show you guys my my Robinhood today kind of popped off. Whoa, what the HE double hockey sticks. Boom. Up $600 in the YOLO trading account. Bought some QQQ puts and Tesla puts yesterday. You can see those are up 290 and 160% respectively. Stephen Hode, if you're out there, still looking for that professional trading opportunity. So if you know, not to replace this job, but to do on the side, something I could YOLO trade professionally while working here and doing the show. Yeah, Crow, I don't think so, not now, but I will tell my mom and sister and stuff like, hey, you should check out the like chemicals and stuff. I don't know, honestly, like that one to me from a pure like business opportunity, like it just seems like a no-brainer. Like every single day more and more people decide, okay, to hell with like modern plastics and food. I'm gonna get more organic. So there's not to me, like that's like a no-brainer, right? And she talked about how good the B2B side of the business is because you have all these companies like the Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons that want to be really environmentally friendly and have these nice products in the hospitality space, that I think you have the business on both sides. You have the direct to consumer and you also have the B2B. And like she said, B2B has just been killing it right now. But I don't know, I'd be interested. So yeah, decent day in the Robinhood port. Damn, I was up almost 800, but that was during the show. That was at 11:05, so I stopped watching. I sold most of the contracts, by the way. These are just the ones that I'm kind of hanging on to for right now. I'm going to check out how some of my stocks are doing. I added some Atai last couple weeks after I had Christian Angermeyer on. I mean, look at this chart. Right? Like if I believe in this company's mission long-term, which I do think, companies will make drugs from psychedelic substances like psilocybin and MDMA and stuff that end up becoming mainstream. And it's also just like part of it's a need to try different things, right? We've been dealing with mental health in the country using things like SSRIs, and they've largely been the same drugs for the past 20, 30 years. And I think it's time for something different, right? So some of these companies are going to come in like Atai and shake things up in the space. And, I mean, looking at the chart, like if I'm not going to buy it down here, then when am I going to buy it? So I've been buying some shares. Not only did Christian Angermeyer, the founder of Atai, buy, more than $1 million worth of shares a couple weeks ago, but also the CEO of the company, Florian Brand, I think that's his name, also bought some shares. So insider buying at Atai Life Sciences, ticker ATAI, in the psychedelic drug space. Very interesting company. I bought some shares. We're going to have at the psychedelic cannabis conference next week too. So again, if you're interested in that space, go to benzinga.com/events and get a ticket. Come hang out with us down in Miami. But alrighty, y'all. We'll be back later in the afternoon with swing trading, I believe at least. Let me double check. So yeah. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day. We'll be back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Normal programming, normal timing. Next week, little different schedule for shows, but we'll go over that tomorrow. Peace and love, y'all.